where you have these people, they sending out these black women and these boot-licking ass men, right? The Van Joneses, the Bakari Sellers, the Roland Martins, right? The D.L. Hugleys, even Plies, and it's a whole bunch of them who are trying to shame black men for thinking for themselves, because that's all they doing. We're thinking for ourselves. They're just like when a slave owner didn't want you to learn how to read. Because once you learn how to read, you have knowledge, and knowledge is fucking power.
All right, thank you for viewing Freedom of Black Thought. I'm Arthur Wilson, and we have another video for you today. And today we're going to be interacting with another individual from TikTok, and he is going to be commenting or sharing his opinion or concerns about being villainized for not voting Kamala Harris. And obviously this villainization is coming from the black community, right? I know I've heard my share of criticisms for saying that I'm not voting for Kamala Harris. I've been called a coon. I've been called Uncle Tom. I've been called everything in the book as a black man who goes against the grain. And so it is what it is. You know, I'm not emotionally hurt by it, obviously. I'm still doing my thing, so it's all good. But nonetheless, I am definitely interested in hearing what this individual has to say, and I think you will be too. And so as we play this, I'll be interacting with it. So let's get right into this video.
Yeah, so I just wanted to come on here and get some shit off my chest, because for about the past, I don't know, 2 weeks maybe, I've seen a lot of black celebrities and media personalities and so-called journalists make it their business to try to shame and denigrate and shit on and insult the intelligence of black men, because they're...
I agree. For one, Ricky Smiley, I recently did a video on Ricky Smiley, but yeah, not only Ricky Smiley, but a whole bunch of individuals out there, you know, calling you less of a man, calling you not pro-black, calling you all things in the book because you're not supporting Kamala Harris.
They don't want to vote for Kamala Harris. They are actively out here villainizing black men for not wanting to vote for Kamala Harris. And I said it before, and I will say it again. They think they own us. They think they own our fucking vote. They want us to believe that we have some sort of obligation to them, that when it's right for them, we should play identity politics and vote for her because she's black.
Right.
And now they're pushing the narrative that we're dumb, that we're uneducated, we're misinformed, we don't know what the fuck is going on. And the crazy thing about it is, it's the complete opposite. The people who are running away from Kamala Harris are the people who are informing themselves, who are researching, that actually know what the fuck is going on and just not letting themselves be told any goddamn thing.
And that's facts, right? That's facts. I mean, the thing of it is that when the Democratic Party comes out, you know, they're pretty much assuming that they have the black vote in hand already, right? They're not even worried about it because they already know, like, hey, we don't have to go do campaign trips to this particular area. We already got that vote, right? To areas that are predominantly black or people of color. We already got that vote. That's what their assumptions are, right? So yeah, the people who are informed are certainly running away from the Democratic Party because they're now engaging with the policies. They're now engaging with those things that affect the black community the most, or urban inner city communities the most. That's why urban inner cities are in the conditions that they are in because they continue to vote the same nonsense every year. Like, for example, I'm from California. If you go to LA has been the same for who knows how long. Can you take a wild guess of what political party is running the show over in Los Angeles? Ding, ding, ding. The Democratic Party, a Democratic politician. Of course, they are running it, and that's why LA is continuously in the position that they are. California, once again, the whole state of California is in a decline. Why is it in decline? Because it's ran by Democratic policies, namely Gavin Newsom. So overall, they are villainizing the black man for going against a Democrat, a quote unquote black woman, and a black woman, because now we're beginning to get engaged of what the policies are. We're beginning to get engaged of what the real issues are. And because of that, we're naturally flowing away from the Democratic Party. We're naturally flowing away from individuals like Kamala Harris, because Kamala Harris has never been in favor for black folks. Never. She's pick and choose. She's like a chameleon. She picks and chooses when she wants to identify as black and try to embrace her 1/4% of blood that may have some Jamaican blood in her. Right? And so, and because you're Jamaican, that's a nation. That's not even a bloodline, right? So it's an absolutely ridiculous thing that that she is claiming here, right? That it's a ridiculous thing for black folks to continue over and over and over and over and over again to vote for the same nonsense. It's about getting informed, and so this individual is absolutely correct.
That's the reality of the situation. So, I just it's astonishing to me to see it though, where you have these people, they sending out these black women and these boot-licking ass men, right? The Van Joneses, the Bakari Sellers, the Roland Martins, right? The DL Hugleys, even Plies, and it's a whole bunch of them who are trying to shame black men for thinking for themselves, because that's all they doing. We're thinking for ourselves. They're just like when a slave owner didn't want you to learn how to read, because once you learn how to read, you have knowledge, and knowledge is fucking power. And that.
Yep, and that's it right there, right? To continue to vote for a party, vote for a person because of color and skin, that's nothing but mental slavery, right? To just vote for a party ignorantly and not deal with the policies, not deal with what's important, and vote ignorantly, that is mental slavery, right? So this individual is absolutely correct. It's just like a plantation, right? They know they own you. They think they own you. And so they continue to use all these little avenues to try to keep you enslaved mentally. Only by breaking away from the popular trend, you will begin to have mental freedom. You will begin to be freed from the devices that these individuals use in order to keep you locked down. By villainizing black men because they're going against Kamala, that is a way of them continuing to sling that whip across you, right? And keep you mentally enslaved from actually doing your due diligence as an individual, as a free thinking individual, someone who has the ability to interact with the content because they're smart, because you are smart, right? That is a way to keep you confined. Well, if you don't vote for Kamala and you don't vote for Kamala, then man, you against black people. Or if you don't vote for Kamala, man, you sexist. Well, if you don't vote for Kamala, then man, you ain't trying to see black people come up. No, you could definitely be a for the black community. You could be a part of the black community, and you could desire the black community to be very, very good, be a healthy community, all while also being a smart voter and being someone who's smart and interacts with the situation, with the policies, with the political realm. It is exactly the reason. That is exactly the reason why we interact with the political realm and the policies and look at everything from an intellectual standpoint, because we do care about the black community, right? Because we do want the best for not only ourselves individually, but as a collective, and not just collective within the black community, but as a country as a whole, right? So when we just are voting because, oh man, this person's black or this person's a woman, we should be on the right side of history, or it'd be weird if we don't vote for a black woman. That's just stupid and ignorant. And it's a way of keeping black people mentally enslaved. It is up to you to do the due diligence so you don't stay in that kind of nonsense. Be a thinker, be an intellectual. Don't be confined to this mental slavery that these individuals on the other side are trying to keep you as.
That's the problem. No, watch MSNBC. Don't do no thinking. Let us tell you what to think. Huh? Don't you want to see a black woman president? Don't you want to see somebody who belonged to a sorority? Don't you want to see a black woman get sworn in by a black woman on Martin Luther King's birthday? A whole bunch of token shit that don't mean a goddamn thing. That's what they want us to vote for.
Right. All that means nothing. Because after you vote this woman in, or if she makes it, after you vote her in for president and so forth, now, now what? What's the condition of our country at that point? Right? What's the condition of our country at that point? Okay, we have this big emotional ceremony. She's sworn in by a black woman who's on the Supreme Court that couldn't even define what a woman was. Make sense. But now that whole side of the aisle knows what a woman is in Kamala Harris. How ridiculous and nonsensical is that? Right? But all in all that means nothing. All the emotional stuff, being sworn in on Martin Luther King Day by black women, a black woman becoming president, all that is emotional nonsense. Because the point thing is what happens after that. We're going to go 4 years more of what we're currently in. High inflations, interest rates through the roof. No one can afford a home. Everything is expensive. People are going broke. People ain't got no money. Same thing we're going through. Wars all over the world. What are we doing here? Let's not be ignorant, people.
Y'all out your motherfucking minds, man. I was listening to Ricky Smiley. Ricky Smiley talking about in regards to black men, they not doing the right research. What? Who the fuck you talking to, Ricky Smiley? They not doing the right research. So because we're thinking for ourselves, we're not doing the right research. We're supposed to listen to you. That's the
Right. Because we're thinking for ourselves, because we are taking the high road and intellectually dealing with the issues, looking at the policies, looking at the background, the character of the potential nominees, because we're looking at their track record. We're not doing research because we're supposed to listen to guys like Ricky Smiley, who is such a intellectual stout. Man, get out of here. He's one of the most ignorant individuals out there. And it's limiting black people to think freely.
The right research. And we're going to just keep seeing more and more of this shit. Joy Reid telling black people, you're going to look weird. What the fuck, we in the 6th grade? Don't nobody give a fuck about looking weird. We worrying about the issues, the economy, right, our communities, right, our children, our futures. What the fuck you talking about looking weird? See, that's the dumb shit. See, that's for weak-minded people. And they just going to keep going, bro. All the narratives is going to keep going. Sellout, coon, traitor, you hate black women and all that cool shit. Bakari and Van Jones up on CNN crying and boo-hooing. Don't nobody give a fuck.
Right.
Too smart to fall for that shit, man. So y'all can keep rolling that shit out. We gonna keep standing 10 motherfucking toes down. The fuck out of here. Love the black man until he wants to think for himself, till he wants to form his own opinion, until he stops seeing himself as a victim. And then he becomes the enemy. And I'm watching this shit happen in real time. It's happening right now. And all you got to do is keep your eyes open, pay attention, and you can see it clear as day. This shit is real. So I'm saying all that to say, if you an actor, a rapper, a comedian, or anything else, you're not going to dictate our decision by calling us names and trying to make us feel bad. Fuck you.
Bro, big facts, right? Like I say, big facts. Because what they want to do, they want to make you feel horrific for going against the grain. They want to keep you enslaved. They want you to keep doing the same thing over and over again, right? They don't realize they're the ones in the mental slavery, right? They don't realize that, right? And they're trying to bring you along. They're trying to drag you along, right? Just like old boy said. Old boy said, man, they love a black man until that black man starts thinking for himself and stop going with the mainline nonsense, right? They want you to be mentally enslaved. Man, it's becoming of us to make sure that we're not doing that. It's becoming of us to start thinking freely. You have the ability. Stop thinking because I go against the grain or because I think a certain way, because I want to honestly deal with the policies. Now you're abandoning the black community. You're not abandoning the black community. If anything, you love the black community and you want the best for the black community. You want the best for your country, and you're going to do your due diligence to make sure that we vote the right individual in. We got to stop with the identity politics nonsense and stop allowing these mainstream characters, the mainstream media faces, and all these people, these stars, these people who are high tier, high rollers, influence us or dictate what we should do as an individual. We're better than that. We're smart. We're intellectuals. We can do the due diligence. We don't need a Ricky Smiley or Joy Reid or Van Jones telling us what to think. You are an individual. Think freely, my people. Think freely. Think freely, my people. Think freely. You have the ability. Make sure you don't allow them to dictate anything that you do. Make sure you think about these things and come to an intellectual decision on what you're going to do. Thank you for viewing this video. If you appreciate the content on Freedom of Black Thought, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. Take care. God bless.